welcome to Snetterton. We're here today for the Lotus Festival 2011. It's a gorgeous day and we've got many races for you. Also, we've got some Formula One classic Lotus cars as well. Hope you enjoy. We're here at Snetterton for the first race of the Lotus On-Track Elise Trophy today. We have Ken Savage in pole. Last time he won, but will Luigi manage to make it past the line today in first position? Let's hope so.
So, we've got Amy supporting Luigi Mazza, but it's Ken Savage who's on pole position. Steve Quick, who should have been there in third, isn't on the grid. So, it's going to be a fairly unobstructed run, hopefully, up to turn one with Savage on pole, Mazza alongside him, and it's Mike Vase all alone on the second row of the grid in car 79. Dan Plant and Chris Dunster, row 3, Steve Train and Craig Devon in 4, with Andy Dolan rounding out the top 10 of what is, as ever in Lotus On-Track Elise Trophy, a very full field. So they come up to the grid marks on the centre straight. This is the third race for the Lotus On-Track Elise Trophy in Snetterton this year. They kicked off the season with a double header here in March. So the red lights go on, they go out and away we go. And it's a brilliant start from Luigi Mazza. He moves into the early advantage but then misses a gear, and it's Ken Savage who's going to lead in towards Riches as they fan out 3 or 4 abreast, charging up towards the first corner. So it is Savage from Mazza, and then it's Mike Vase, ring car with Greg Noble, who is on the tail of Paul Baker and Simon Jones. It's Baker in the cow livery, Takari who goes around there. It's then onto the tail of Neil Stoddart as into Montreal. On the new corners here at Snetterton 300, it's Savage who leads it. Mazza runs wide, and Craig Denman in the bright orange car is going to challenge. Mazza around the outside in towards Palmer. Greg Noble still looking to make up some ground, but it looks all very sedate there, but he's pushing as hard as he can as he turns through the left-hander at Palmer, and he's about to go down another position. So Greg Noble, perhaps not the best start to the race for him, but he usually gets better as the weekend goes on. So let's see if he can pick his way up through the order as we break into the new hairpin here at Agostini. The road just all the way onto braking. It's a very challenging corner for the drivers. We've seen lots of incidents here throughout the course of the season. And then accelerating out onto the new infield section, in particular the very quick Hamilton, which has just been negotiated by the race leader Ken Savage. And then Savage comes down through the gears into Orgies, and he's got Mazza really challenging him as they accelerate towards Williams. This will take them on to Bentley Straight, and Mazza goes for it, and he takes the lead of the race away from Ken Savage. So Luigi Mazza moves back into the lead. It's Ken Savage in second, Craig Denman in third, as he watches them side by side down the Bentley Straight towards the corners formerly known as the S's. It's now Brundle and Nelson, 2 distinct corners, as Savage takes the lead back, and Mazza's going to lose out here to Denman as well, because through Nelson it's Denman who goes second, but Mazza then fights back into the bomb hole. This is brilliant racing from the 3 leaders, and Mazza goes up the inside and reclaims second position, the car leaning on suspension towards the newly reprofiled core. And we've got an instant further back, Simon Jones and Tanya Mann. And Mann, as you can see, is rather savage to nose cone there, so I don't think she'll be going much further. Unfortunately, Simon Jones parking up as well through Coram on the limit of adhesion, come out leaders, and Savage trying to get a bit of an early escape here. What they'd really like is Craig Devon and Luigi Mazza to start fighting amongst themselves, so Ken can drive off into the distance. Don't think that's going to happen. Ring car with Stuart Rowland. Deafness Motorsport entry. Do we see Deafness of Touch here out of Murray's? Yes, we do actually. He's got an excellent run here onto the centre straight. So he looks to gain some places. He slides past the number 23 car of Gary Broad, so he goes past Gary Broad. That's one place that he gains. Mark Yates, who's immediately ahead of him in the silver car. He may well be able to pass Mark on up to Riches as well. There's the field streaming through. Back to the leaders on the exit of Palmer. So it's still Savage from Mazza and Denman. We return to the cockpit of Greg Noble as he turns through Montreal. You can see how much steering lock he's got to get onto the wheel there to negotiate the hairpin that's named after the Montreal hairpin, because it's got the same radius as the corner in the Canadian Grand Prix circuit. Well, through Nelson comes the race leader, Ken Savage. He's had a superb 2011, but not quite as good as Luigi Mazza. Mazza was the double winner at Zandvoort, and he is chasing down the double winner from the opening meeting of the year here at Snetterton, Ken Savage. Savage really loves it here, but Matza has proved to be very rapid throughout the season. Sandy Dolan and Chris Dunst having a side-by-side moment through Coram as well. So wherever you look around the circuit, there's plenty of racing going on. Are we going to see any changes through Murray's? No, we're not. Instead, it's Denman trying to get a nice and smooth exit to really put the pressure on Luigi Matza as they accelerate up the centre straight. Stuart Rowland continuing to try and gain places up through the field. Qualifying yesterday, he didn't complete a flying lap. A mechanical failure meant that one of the expected front runners this weekend starts at the back of both of today's races. So here he is. He's in the black of fluorescent yellow car, working his way up through the order. It's Mark Yates who's at the back of that train of 5 cars, taking full advantage of the slipstream. Chris Dunster has found his way past Andy Dolan. It's now the turn of Dan Plant to make the move. Running a little bit wide there is Mike Vase, and he's going to lose out to Steve Train in the bright orange machine. So it's Vase and Train side by side, and Mike Vase does make the move stick. Phil Stratton Lake is the 3rd car, and that train is Stratton Lake, a race winner in the Lotus Cup UK Trophy back in 2010 at Brands Hatch. So a very quick driver. Back to the leaders, and Matza is going to be challenging here. He moves to the inside of Ken Savage. He's going to make it stick. Yes, he does. Super move, and into the race from Luigi Matza. So Matza goes back into 1st position. It's Ken Savage then in 2nd. Denman just begins to drop away in 3rd, but Savage looks to fight back into the bomb hole. He moves to the inside of Matza, who swoops across, claims the line just in time. So there's no way through there for Ken Savage. So instead he settles in behind Luigi Matza, looking to challenge him into Coram Curve. Through Coram they come. Reprofile corner really does tighten on the exit, then into Murray's. And the exit from Murray's is absolutely crucial, because this is what carries the speed onto the centre straight and up to Riches, one of the best overtaking spots on the Snetterton circuit. So on the start to finish line, another lap completed, and look how much ground over the rest of the field these 3 leaders are drawn out. It's now Matza's turn to lead the charge. Luigi Matza and Ken Savage have had plenty of battles. That's Axel Mertens, and the way the car's smoking would indicate it's not an axle failure there, it's something mechanical in the engine bay. But he's out the race in car number 24 as the 2 leaders continue to tussle through Williams. This then brings them onto the long Bentley straight and down towards Brundle and Nelson. And Savage has got back into the lead, so Ken Savage has retaken the lead from Luigi Matza, who immediately looks to fight back, and Matza being squeezed the inside of the circuit here. It's going to be a very tight run through Brundle if Matza's going to commit himself to it, which he does, and then Savage turns across him, and Ken Savage, I think, is just going to hold on to the lead here. Yes, he does, but superb drive for the pair of them to make sure they don't make contact and get through the call. But Matza goes to switch back into the bomb hole, and Matza goes through. He claims the lead of the race once more, so Luigi Matza takes Ken Savage through the bomb hole. He goes back into the lead. Superb ding-dong scrap between the 2 leaders. They really have been the class of the field all season, and this race in front of a huge crowd at Snetterton is proved to be no exception. But then Matza sliding the car through Murray's, but he holds on to the lead as they accelerate up the centre straight and on to complete another lap. Look at this, Ken Savage really tucked into the slipstream behind Luigi Matza. He could be on for a run here into Riches. Plenty of battles going on behind. That's Mike Vase, who's gone a little bit too quickly there through Coram. He goes off onto the grass, and hopefully so there is someone there. No, he's gone into Andy Dolan, and so Andy Dolan drop kicked out of the race, and Vase's hope shattered because he's facing the wrong way next to Murray's, and that unfortunately has brought out the red flag. And we're over half race distance, which means that is going to give us the results. And on count back, I think that Luigi Matza's done it. It's been a frantic and very exciting race. Here are the results, and it is Luigi Matza who has got the win from Ken Savage in 2nd, with Craig Denman rounding out the podium. A superb drive from Chris Dunster 4th, Dan Plant in 5th, John Lemaster in 6th, Danny Golubovich 7th, Phil Stratton Lake came up to 8th, and Stuart Rowan at the back of the grid, rounding out the top 10. So applause, trophies and smiles for the drivers on the podium. I think they thoroughly enjoyed that one, as did the crowd.
I was trying to pull a gap on Denman, because obviously if you fight for the lead then you squabble, and then 3rd place guys got both of you, so it was really trying to gauge when I could try passing Ken, and I sort of gathered where I could probably do it, where his weak points were, so I waited a bit, managed to do it, but then it was a great scrap. I can't even remember what happened. It was really tough. I mean, he got back past me, and then I passed him again. I think we passed each other 3 or 4 times.
I was in front for a long time, and I was 2nd for a while, and then we swapped places several times, so I think it was just the luck of the draw who was going to cross the line in front.
Do you think if the red flag hadn't been put out that you would have maybe got back to 1st place?
I stood a good chance of getting to first. I couldn't say I would have done, but I was right on Luigi's tail. So, you know, could have been.
You had a battle at the start with Luigi, trying to get round him. Tell me about that.
Well, yeah, it was good fun. It was really good fun. We very, very close all the time. While the cars were still sort of on a par tyre-wise and everything, I could just about live with them. But as soon as the race went on a little bit, tyres got hot, and that was it. They were away. I couldn't keep with them then.
So you can't have a Lotus Festival without a parade of Lotuses. Let's go over and take a look at how they all got on.
That's it from part one. Join us after the break for more for the Lotus Festival 2011.